Hi, it's Sonia. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and to my messy desk. It's incredible to believe that a few days ago this was actually really clean, and now I've completely got stuff everywhere again, but there we go. Anyhow, today I'm going to do a bit of a mismatch of a video. It's going to be a look through some recent work. I think I'm going to tag on a sort of process video at the end, but I'm gonna have to do a voiceover for that because I just recorded. I was trying to get into the painting, so I'll have to do a voiceover. And yeah, so basically though, I thought it would be quite fun as I've got to do a bit of work in this sketchbook, maybe also have a quick on this this painting. I can discuss this in a minute, do a quick drawing on that, and yeah, that's my plan. So this is my abstract sketchbook that I feel like I've shown quite a lot. This is definitely building up. I forgot to date this page. So these are some recent pages. This I think I talked about in my Patreon process video this week. I think the process for this, I've been sort of talking, I think I talked in that video about using up old dried gouache and watercolours, because I've been refilling, trying to, when pan's empty, refill these pans now with a tube of paint to try and reuse things, and to, I'm really trying hard to use up stuff, reuse where possible is one of my aims for this year. So I think quite oh gosh, I've not got my words today. I feel like it's very similar to a lot of artists at the moment. So yeah, that's my plan. And whenever I do have off bits of paper, I do end up using up paint on them. And yeah, these pages, I'm quite enjoying the process of using watercolour gouache, and then I've been coating it with clear gesso, so then I can go on top with another medium, but not like, how sometimes if you do go over watercolour and gouache, it sort of comes up. So almost to prime the coloured surface. We had to have a sort of a coloured surface primed. This is an old piece that I found, but I kind of like it, so I just wanted to stick it in here. I stuck that bit in here. I just did this morning. I mean, that looks a bit like a slightly demented carrot. I didn't mean it to, it's just abstract, but I can sort of see eyes. It's funny what sometimes you can look at and then see within this sort of abstract work. Here, I started this yesterday, using up some paint. I'm trying to empty out. This is an old, I tried to make before I knew what a dried gouache palette was, made my own one, and I didn't really learn about it properly, so I'm trying to redo it to use up the paint that's in here, because I've got an idea that when we go away I might make a travel gouache palette this time, because I don't really like carting around tubes of gouache. Mounting more work. Yeah, I definitely discussed that in the Patreon video. Yeah, so that's where I'm at with this sketchbook. And then this week I've also really got trying to use up the Japanese watercolour. I was thinking about, could I start to draw with a brush, but try and be fairly accurate in my, be realistic. I'm trying to draw the kids. I used a reference photo of myself, and it's keeping me a little bit more considerate of the lines. I can't get too overfussed with the details. So this has been a really good exercise, one that I think I'll continue. Generally I've been using pencils, but this was a bit of fun spread. And then what else have I got lying around? Oh, I'm gonna have a sketchbook tool. Maybe I'll keep this one as a bit of a secret, because this one's nearly finished. But yeah, so I'm gonna now do a little bit to this, and then finish this spread off, and then I will, got some paper here, just do some fun loose drawing, because I don't know, I just feel I haven't really done I'm sort of keeping my process videos for Patreon, but I was like, I probably should show some process. I mean, I've got loads of video ideas. I haven't actually finished talking about my favourite. I've got one more part to do with art materials. I think that's going to be acrylics and watercolours. And I've got other ideas, but I was like, actually, no, do you know what? That's not true, is it? Because even when I did I did a video on my 3 favourite sort of big art books, I actually did do a process. No, I have been showing a bit of process, but I feel like I've not been as much as maybe before doing processes, and I don't know, I feel... So yeah, with this abstract sketchbook, I just basically, it's kind of I talked about it being somewhere to work things out, like learn. I think often people, I think because of the general, correct me if I'm wrong, but there is still, I think, the conception that like abstract art, oh, that's easy, it's, you know, there is bad abstract art, not every, I don't know, there's a lot of judgment over abstraction. And yet when people start off with it, and certainly when I started off with it, it's not quite as, you know, people are like, oh, well, anyone can do that. Yeah, anyone could go and do it, but go do it then, like Jackson Pollock and stuff. But actually, I found, for anybody who also says it's hard to simplify or they're not happy with their work, when I first started playing around, because I wanted to give myself that opportunity to explore abstraction. I went through, and I know I probably am repeating myself, but for anyone new, I'm going to confess, a lot of my sketchbooks I keep, but I'm definitely not someone who keeps everything. I've got rid of I have actually recycled and or either, you know, torn up a load of sketchbooks and recycled work from them. But there were certainly a few abstract sketchbooks that I completely got rid of the paper and recycled the paper, because I looked through them and I just wasn't happy with the work. I think I even made a whole, like, because I knew it was very different work to my Instagram. I think I had to delete the whole page because I was really struggling with it. I don't know if I can't explain why necessarily, because I actually think I actually am repeating a lot of things I did in this sketchbook. But for whatever reason, I do feel more comfortable. I think it's like anything. If you want to master, but if you want to progress or just feel like you're making, because some people are like, no, you've made no progress, Sonia. But if you want to feel for yourself to increase your confidence, you just have to sometimes do things a lot and just accept that beginner or that initial phase where you kind of feel that you're not sure, you don't know what you're doing. And I know for some people, like I did think about this, you know, like looking at books on abstraction and how to do it and things. But I don't know if that actually. So yeah, don't feel like I'm going to be able to help you with that, because I don't actually know if that really helped, because it wasn't my voice or my exploration. I felt like sometimes it is helpful. Like I love looking at abstract art, but I'm not totally sure, you know, like some of these sort of very set tutorials on it. I'm not sure that that's where I think I just needed to go away and play, make a lot of work, and then just keep going. And I started to love it after the 2 sketchbooks that I have since got rid of. I think I made sketchbooks that I really now, and I've got quite a few abstract sketchbook tools that I really still, you know, I kind of love. Some of them I love more than some of my realistic sketchbooks. Okay, so I'm going to add in a bit of black. This pen here. So yes, that is where I'm at. And the abstract work, I've got a few things actually on the go, but I do want to get back to, because of, I like to do, it comes into my sort of big canvases. I do like to paint canvases with acrylics with abstracts, and I've got paintings to repaint over. So yeah, so sometimes it's just about, as you would when you were exploring, it's also a chance to explore materials like this. This is one of my favourite brush pens, so I kind of know how it works for me in drawing out and about, but it's still fun sometimes just to remind myself of all the different lines you can get with it. And just adding more, I don't know, just adding what I want to. So no, it's been good. I feel like I'm starting to be playful again, and just more in the zone. I'm not getting too caught up in my own head and like judgments at the time making the art. I just like the varied line. So these pages can go and go and go, which is rather nice. I feel like they're slightly, like I will date this, but in theory they are actually quite open-ended. You know, I can come back in and just add more and more. I'm trying to like get in the habit of saying when I come back in, or trying, sometimes I stick little post-it notes, which I've not been doing again, with, you know, like my methods, which is another way of not completely sort of, you know, making the page handwritten. So I have to say, this page, where is it gone before I move on? I actually really enjoyed it. It reminded me of like when you're doing science at school, or you're annotating notes of a commonplace book, like making my own notes on my work. So that was quite fun. Good. So I think this one, no, this needs, oh, this is maybe the wrong colour. But I think I might leave this page in a minute. Yeah, so that is, yeah, so that was quite fun. It's an abstract page. And then I'm going to go on now to, I want to use up, so I've been using bits of paper. Some have worked out. I've got some drawings, I'm just looking at them, that have gone my way. Sometimes this was, I tried to draw, like I was drawing the figures with a brush, I tried to draw a plant with the brush, and you could just see the vague outlines. But I didn't actually like it, so I just came all over and covered it up with, and it was using this Japanese gouache set, because as I said, I am trying to like use up these, make sure I use it all. I'm trying not to waste any. And then I was like, well, now I've got this bit of reddish paper, so what I'm going to do is, I wanted to have a play with loose florals again. And what shall I, let me have a look, what have I got on my desk? So, okay, I'm going to have another tidy up, aren't I? Where are my, let's use crayons. Oh, and that's another idea. I mean, this might be one that, hold on, is it in? The problem is, because I keep moving, hardly got much room really to work. I've got to be honest with you, this setup, I might have to think about getting a new, what's it called? The thing that's holding the camera holder, because it really is right in how I've got it. So it takes a nice view of what I'm doing. It's like the bendy arm thing is right in my line of vision. yeah, so I thought I would just have a go at... This is going to be very experimental. I mean, it's a scrappy piece of paper, so the nice thing with this is if you've got these paper scraps, it just allows you to go really, call it what you want, childish, really intuitive, naive, just play. So this is more going to be, yeah, I'm really trying to see, I want to experiment also with blend. These are neocolor ones, so to be fair, I just grabbed these ones because they were quick to hand. Obviously, like if you blend them, then the blue and this sort of marigold, what is it, this sort of very, oh, it's orange, this orange then make this quite bright green color. Sometimes I like the fact that you can tell a work is covering up another work in a very kind of, what's the word, rough and ready fashion, like with no real, I don't know if I want green for there, I kind of want a ochre. So what I could do now is, because if I used anything water-based, I assume it's going to dislodge. You're going to get, I mean, I could explore the, why don't we do that actually? What is it? I very rarely, well, I'm trying to do it more now. I feel like a lot of the time these crayons I just use as, whoa, why is this? Okay, these are the neocolor. These are neocolor ones. Good-o. That's why. I don't know why I thought they were the neocolor twos. Yeah, so that won't reactivate because they are the wax ones. Anyhow, what I was going to say is what you could then do is turn them into watercolor on top of this. Then I could do another layer of the clear gesso, but I'm not going to do that because these are neocolor ones. What I am going to do though is I've got some, okay, so then I've been doing, oh, I can show you actually. I've been getting back into, so this is like my little gouache. These are like Winsor & Newton good gouache paints, and how I use them is yeah, so I'm going to keep using them because you can reactivate them, and they're my good gouache paints. So I sort of been using them in this in my landscape sketchbook. Where's another one gone? Where is it? Oh gosh, I think I shared these. I made them in, I did a couple of, this one I've made, I did film bits of it, like to make into a reel at some point. But it's from a photo, like a reference of the Hoover Dam when we were on a road trip. This is like going to hopefully turn up into my like road trip journal because I've made notes of everywhere we went for last year. I mean, who knows when this will be finished. And then this moleskin again, I have been, so I just keep, you can see it's sort of landscape-ish colours. That's a gold there. I don't know what I'm doing with that. But that's been fun. And I think I did also I've done process videos here or in Patreon, I'm pretty sure as well. Well, I can do another one if anybody's interested here. So those ones do take a bit long. I can spend quite a bit of time on those sometimes. I get quite into them. So now I just want to try out what will happen if I add this. Okay, this one isn't really going anywhere, is it? I don't know how I'm feeling about this. This is going to be a bit wishy-washy on the... Right, this is all not going anywhere that I particularly like. So what you can then do is completely, let's go again, change things up. Now this is my mixing palette for generally acrylic wash, because I think what will make this piece, problem is where are all my acrylic washes. Let's play around with sometimes I end up, by doing this, I feel like I have been ending up with some rather fun print material for prints that, you know, they're on pieces of paper, I can stick them in my scanner, digitalise them, and because I'm approaching, the paper isn't expensive, I feel like I'm approaching a lot of these studies as I would drawings in my sketchbook, so I feel there's a greater chance of me discovering something, I don't know, they're a bit more spontaneous, because I used to get a bit peed off, can I say peed? I used to get a bit annoyed because I felt like my work in my sketchbook would be more interesting sometimes than when I was working on paper. It had the more lively, just interesting for me personally. And also, to be fair, people would be like, oh, I really like that page of your sketchbook, you make it into a print. And I'm like, oh, it's a bit harder because of I'm sure there's a way, but just, you know, how it is, work is in the sketchbook. So I was like, how could I start to work like that on paper? And for me, the method is painting them over old paintings on kind of like scrappy bits of paper. Now, this one isn't turning out. I don't know if it's because I'm filming this process, but I'm going to share it with you because I think it's important to share the fact that art, a lot of time when you're doing this sort of work, and I think also artists don't show all this sometimes, do they? Like, you know, you see these really quick reels of people doing amazing quick sketches of, you know, cool crayon drawings, and they're great crayon drawings, but you probably don't see all the funny ones that they've practiced and they've learnt from them what works and what doesn't work. You know, the thing with this one, even if this doesn't work out, I can come in and to turn it into something completely different. I think at the moment I'm going really, my inspiration is sort of that, I feel this is a little bit dark, like the colours are a bit, I don't know, I feel like I'm feeling inspired by lots of different things. This piece of paper, because I think I can cover up, I'm trying to keep using that colour though. The other problem is if I'm filming, I'm always conscious that I don't want to waste I don't want to have to edit loads, and I don't want to waste people's time with me grabbing different materials, squeezing them out, and see, that's probably not a great colour choice. So in theory I should be a bit more prepared, but I just felt like, I think like, because I was feeling I had been doing some fun enjoyable processes. I did want to, I felt in a position like I've had my sort of time to myself, making a lot of art, hiding away, like maybe let's share some of my, oh my gosh. So now this is me experimenting with what the quality of it on top of that neocolor one, which obviously you just saw, I didn't even realise was neocolor one, because they do look very similar, personally. I think I'm also tired as well, because I woke up extremely. I had a run club the night before, which I never sleep well if I'm doing exercise in the evening. And then, and then I woke up super, you know, as you do sometimes, like, I don't know, super early. Which meant, actually, you know what, I crept into the art room and into my studio, and I did a little bit of painting, which was very nice, but it means now I'm like starting to fade. I do not know where this piece could, some people are like, that should just really probably go into the trash. But there's some elements I'm definitely, can I just say, I'm not sure about this bit. However, I'm gonna have to stop this video soon because it's gonna be so long, and I do want to do the other process video. Let me stand up, and I don't know if I'm gonna get this in. don't know with the afternoon light if you're going to be able to see it as well, but there is, I'm learning that there is something about the whole mixed media approach and the layers. You know, like I could maybe think about forgetting this is going to be a vase and turn it into an abstract. I don't know what I'm going to do with this, that's the truth. But anyway, I just wanted to make some art on here and yeah, just basically show you a little bit of what I've been up to this week, just in case it gives you guys some ideas. Maybe you're working on similar things to me. Anything else? No, I'm going to stop and then hopefully I will do a voiceover for my there's a 10-minute process video. I'm hoping this is all going to fix together. No, there is one more quick thing. Because I woke up super, and I want to talk about another YouTube artist, because I too like to listen to quite a few videos. I feel like they're like podcasts, aren't they? And I just want to say that this morning I caught up with Helen Wells, the artist Helen Wells. I'll try and link it in my video. Her channel, which I know, I think we all probably listen to the same people, but I really enjoyed her video on making a sketchbook from old work. And in the past, to be fair, I have made my own sketchbooks. They tended to be the concertina ones, and also I should also link because the kids did a lot of it in the pandemic when they were at home. The zines, how to make a little, the zine books. There's an Austin Kleon video that's quite clear. But I loved her video because this was a different method, and so go see that video because I had a go at doing it this morning with I cut up this painting. And what I was thinking from my purpose is then I've come in, I thought they could be little, like if you're into poetry or make it a narrative, I sort of saw when I came into it, what do I now see? And so I've been using gel pens and I drew little figures, and I've still got, that's going to be interesting. What do I see there? What do you see in the work is suddenly cut up, rearranged. I like how this is with the whole how she glued it, it turns into a sort of a proper flicky book, and it's so diddy, and you can make some really cool diddy sketchbooks. Yeah, and I also think this is a good money for, the other video I would like to make is how can we money saving ideas with art, because I do need to spend out on good quality, we need materials, but how, my other thing will be maybe ways that we can reuse, and how I try and not spend premium on some materials. So let me know if you're interested in how my ways of trying to do that. Whoa, this is waffly. Okay, on to the next bit of the video. Okay, so this is going to be a fairly short real-time process video. Here I'm holding up my gouache landscape sketchbook, and I'm working from that sketch there, which was originally from a reference photo I found on my Mac. I'm trying to go through photos on my laptop and delete some and then use some for drawing from. And it's a scene from Essex where I grew up, near, it's called Mersey Island, and I think we went there a few summers ago. So that was the reference photo. And then I thought, let's have a go, because this is my loose landscape, well, not landscape specifically, but it's a looser big sketchbook that I'm being quite playful and experimental in. So I thought, let's sketch from a sketch, because let's see how I respond to that. And I've obviously started, this isn't a video I write from scratch. I thought, actually, I think this could be a good one to share, this process. So initially, you can see I've laid down gouache in I just looked at that picture and then it's old gouache as well, because I'd used that for the nice sketch, and I've used it in a bit more of a watery fashion, and I'm just coming in, blocking in areas of colour, pretty still, I would say, realistically. It's not like I've gone left field with the sky colour or the sea, but at the same time I am changing, you can see that reddy, I am changing things up a bit. I'm not trying to be dead faithful to that, i.e. reproduce that sketch in a larger fashion. It's more, can I think, just play around with the materials. I have shared, I think this follows on from me sharing, I think it's in Patreon, I think I have here as well, some really mixed media, playful landscapes where I have gone, I mean, they're based on photos on my phone, but I feel they've actually grown through mark making and wanting to explore just media and just maybe the abstract sketchbook is coming in, but they are really actually a bit kind of imaginative as well. I don't think they look particularly resemble the original reference, but I like them as pieces. And so I think with this, I was wanting to go there as well, but it ends up actually, I think, because it is a fairly short, there's only about 6 more minutes left, or 5 now, it does end up, I do it quite quickly, and I think I get it to a stage where I'm like, no, I like it. I kind of like this sort of simplified version of that original sketch, or I'm going to stop. But yeah, the fun with this is you can, if you've got more time, you could really push the layering, even add collage. That's something I've not could do if things go wrong as well with these sort of sketches. Just really, I wanted to play around with adding markers. You'll see me use oil pastels, pencil, just really sort of getting in there with that pencil for the sky, so I could add some scribbles. I wanted that sort of scribbly line. So yeah, so this was a nice fun spread to do. And as I say, I don't think really this bit where I don't think it's a particularly long process. I think it took me, if this video, hold on, if this end section's like 7, 8, I don't know, say maximum 15 to 20 minutes. So yeah, going looser in this large format. Obviously, if I did, it'd be interesting if I repeated that gouache sketch on the right in that larger sketchbook and I did it properly. That would probably take me a long time. But yeah, so just mark making. I think the nice thing that I enjoy using a sketch to sketch from is a bit like how I like drawing from photos on my phone, which sounds a bit weird because they're so small. I can't get bogged down in all the tiny details, like every single leaf or branch. I can't get bogged down sketching from that sketch. In some ways, I'm having to it does lead more to me having to improvise with what is that surface? I wonder what could be growing there, or how do I want to draw the eye? What do I want to sort of, draw attention to? And I can make stuff up if I want to. So, yeah, only a few more minutes on this. As I say, I feel just laying down the paint to begin with is also a helpful technique for me. I always seem to tend to go in with, be it watercolour or gouache, just laying down sort of areas of wash, marking sort of helps me divide sort of into a vague composition. But another fun way I could switch that up is maybe reverse that. Maybe I don't go in with paint another time. Maybe I just start with some pencils, or I start abstractly and then try and come on top with a landscape. I'm just sort of kind of thinking out loud to myself, to be honest with you. I've not actually tried any of that yet. Here I'm using a black, the oil pastel, to depict, there were sort of, I don't know what you call them in the estuary. There was like these wooden pillars, that sort of, I don't know, beds. So maybe they were like oyster beds, old oyster beds. And then out there there were boats, really tiny, quite a lot of tiny boats on the horizon. And using an oil pastel, these little blunt generally the blunt bits of oil pastel really helps loosen me up. I don't want to get tight, so I like drawing with these, with oil pastels as well, in these sort of mixed media sketches. And these are, as you know, I've talked about them before. These are, I think, quite readily available cheap oil pastels. They're Pentel ones, which works well for me. And I don't tend to even, maybe I should, but I don't tend to fix the pages. So we'll see how this all smudges together. Who knows? But yeah, that's how I've been working. So this video is coming towards the end. I guess it's a fairly long one for me. It's going to be about 36 minutes. So I hope this is a good amount of, I don't know, have you watched it? If you have watched it in one sitting, a good amount of time to be getting some art, so I can keep you company while you're making your art, and maybe, you know, give you some ideas for your sketchbooks and art projects. And yeah, I will be back with another video, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do next. I could do, yeah, I'm hoping to finish off my series about my favourite art materials. But any questions, ideas, or let me know, and I will, oh, I think I jog the camera as well. Yeah, this one was quite a loosey-goosey video, but I hope, I'm trying to, like, for my own self, I need to vary the style to keep my interest of the video. So that's just how I'm approaching my YouTube channel, like going with what I feel like. So I hope you're going with what you feel like in your art. And I'm going to have to, the other thing I always struggle with is saying goodbye in time, because I'm going to get cut off. But so, or end it nicely. So I'm going to say thank you very much, as always, and I will see you next time. Bye.